Hi guys, it's Steffi from the Novelty Corner and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm here to do the It's Finally Fall book tag. I was tagged by Kaz from Little Book Hour. The original tag I think was created by Alina from Tall Tales, so I'll leave a link to both their channels down below. And it is autumn here in Australia, so yes, this is highly appropriate. And I will henceforth be referring to fall as autumn because it's not fall here, it's autumn. There are 11 questions / things to talk about, so let's get straight into them. I've got a little list here, so I'm afraid I'm gonna have to read it because these are quite long. So number 1, in fall, the air is crisp and clear. Name a book with a vivid setting. Those I'm going with the Themis Files by Sylvain Neuvel, so Sleeping Giants, Waking Gods, and I'm about to start reading Only Human when I'm filming this video, so I'm very excited. These are books that are set in our world, but in our world, people have discovered a giant metal robot underneath the ground, and I think it really highlights our world. So it feels very real. It feels like this could happen to us, and yet the strange happenings that then occur after this discovery are just so easy to picture in my head. So I really love this series. Highly recommend listening to the audiobooks as you read the story. Question 2 is, nature is beautiful but also dying. Name a book that is beautifully written but also deals with a heavy topic like loss or grief. Unsurprisingly, I am going to go with The Astonishing Colour of After by Emily X.R. Pan. I read this very recently. I absolutely adored it. It is one of those books that really made an emotional impact on me, as it follows a young girl as she deals with the suicide of her mother and also uncovers some family secrets and history that she never knew about. Fall is back to school season. Share a non-fiction book that taught you something new. I don't actually read a lot of non-fiction books unless they happen to be books for teaching, so keep that in mind. And it's also not back to school season for us here in Australia because this is basically we're now halfway through the year, almost. That's a scary thought. So I decided to go with a book that I've had for a while that I absolutely love, and it is The Guide to the Smithsonian National Air and Space Museum, which is one of my favourite places ever. The very first time I went to the States, I dragged my sister and a friend to this museum and we spent all day there. They probably wish we hadn't. And then I went back a second time with another friend, dragged her to this one, and then dragged her out to the hangar. I just adored this. I loved learning about the history of air and space in the US and seeing all the bits and pieces. So this is probably a little bit of a cheat because I went to the museum as well, but I really love this. Sorry if the audio got a little bit funny. Hopefully I've fixed it. Number 4, in order to keep warm, it's good to spend time with people we love. Name a fictional family, household, friend group that you would like to be a part of. Oh, there are so many, but I'm going to go with the Wayfarer crew from The Long Way to a Small Angry Planet because they are a found family and they're absolutely wonderful. They're not always nice to one another, but they stick up for one another and they look after one another, and that is the most important thing. The colourful leaves are piling up on the ground. Show us a pile of autumn coloured spines. Oh, this is heavy. Does that work? Number 6, fall is the perfect time for some storytelling by the fireside. Share a book wherein somebody is telling a story. I don't know, I have a really bad memory for remembering people who are telling stories, but I'm going to go with The Rest of Us Just Live Here by Patrick Ness because it's told in first person. So Mike is telling us the story, and I really enjoyed it, and I enjoyed the ordinariness about it. Number 7, the nights are getting darker. Share a dark, creepy read. This one was kind of tricky to think of a book that I'd actually read, and that's what I've tried to do with most of these, is pick books that I have actually read. Otherwise I'd go with Small Spaces by Sarah Epstein, which I'm looking forward to reading. But I decided to choose The Passage by Justin Cronin because this is sort of like a literary fiction vampire story, except the vampires are not quite the vampires that we're used to, and it's not scary, but it's definitely creepy. And don't be daunted by its size. Well, do be daunted because part of it is quite daunting, but it's actually a really great story, and I'm really looking forward to reading The City of Mirrors and finishing off the trilogy hopefully this year. Number 8, the days are getting colder. Name a short, heartwarming read that could warm up somebody's cold and rainy day. For that, I'm going to go with Peter Darling by Austen Chant. This is a gorgeous little novella that is a Peter Pan retelling, and it has a wonderful Peter Pan and Captain Hook relationship, and the ending is just beautiful. Autumn returns every year. Name an old favourite that you'd like to return to soon. The His Dark Material series by Philip Pullman. I'm actually planning on reading The Northern Lights very soon. I've got the audiobook that I want to read alongside the actual physical book because I have such fond memories of reading the series in my early teens, and I'm just so excited to revisit it. I actually have stronger memories of this series than I do of Harry Potter, which I read much earlier. I'm just so excited to get back into the world. I hope that I love it as much as I did. Number 10, fall is the perfect time for cozy reading nights. Share your favorite cozy reading accessories. So I'm going to tell you, and then I'm going to film a little bit of a montage. So I love to sit either on my couch in my living room, basically rugged up with blankets and whatnot. Otherwise, I'll sit in my bedroom. I have a special reading chair. I'll usually have a blanket, possibly a beanie, depending on how cold it is. Usually I'll have a cup of tea, unless it's really hot, and then I'll probably have soda water with lemon juice. If I have a candle, it's my fake multicolored candle because I'm terrified of burning candles in my apartment, basically. Number 11 is spread the autumn appreciation and tag some people. So I'm going to tag Sarah and Alex from the YA Room and Amanda from Cook Read Create. That is the It's Finally Fall book tag. Thank you very much to Kaz for tagging me. I hope that wherever you are in the world, doesn't matter whether it's autumn where you are or spring, I hope that you are having a wonderful, wonderful time, and I will catch you guys in my next video. Thanks so much for watching. See you next time.